The Knicks postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Jalen Brunson, 19 first-quarter points, most ever scored by a Knick in the first quarter of a playoff game. The Knicks defense stifling pretty much the entire game. Josh Hart in transition, and Karl-Anthony Towns, 19 of his 25 in the second half. And the Knicks win game one, beating the Hawks tonight. Final count, 113-102. Fans outside MSG exiting a game one win for the home team. Great to have you with us from our Delta MSG studios. Bill Pidto along with Wally Szczerbiak. Alan Hahn is going to join us here in a couple of moments. Defense the key.
Yes. Professional, workmanlike effort in a game one situation. This team was as focused and locked in as I have ever seen them all season long, defensively, at attention to detail. They've devised a game plan to kind of slough off Daniels and make him shoot from the outside. As a result, they've been able to pack it in on all the other guys. And then offensively, Brunson got him off to the 19-point first quarter. Karl-Anthony Towns got him going in the second half. He had a great second half, but I was very impressed with the bench. Mike Brown is trusting the bench guys to come in, get meaningful minutes. They all produced, and that really helped put the game away in that fourth quarter, the way the bench played in the fourth.
Jordan Clarkson had 8 points in the game. Deuce McBride, a couple of big threes in the fourth quarter. Let's go across the street and join Alan Hahn, who's standing by with Jalen Brunson. Alan, take it away.
All right, Jalen, the most important thing is starts to a playoff series. How important was it to get off to this kind of a start?
Very important. I mean, for us to come out and do what we did and start the way we started, I think it was big time for us. We know they're going to come back next game, more prepared, with more fight, so just every day to match intensity.
You looked incredibly locked in to start this game. You made your first 6 shots, 19 points in the first quarter. How were you feeling?
Felt good, but then that tailed off. I mean, I got to continue to have that same focus, fix my mechanics a little bit, but it's important we go after that start.
All right, maybe you tailed off, but then Karl-Anthony Towns picked it up in that second half. What did you see from him, and how important is it to have that balance, you and him both playing at your best?
Very important. I mean, in the first quarter it was me, in the second half he was big time for us. So regardless of whose time it is, my turn, her turn, whoever, we're going to continue to play off each other and just find a way to win.
All right, congratulations on the win. Thanks so much, Jalen.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, back to you, Bill.
All right, Alan, thanks. So it's interesting, when Brunson scored the 19 in the first quarter, again, the most points ever scored by a Knick in the first quarter of a playoff game. Wow. Towns was really involved in setting him up on a lot of those sequences.
100%. You know Atlanta was going to come out and try to take away passing angles and passing lanes for the Knicks, so they needed a pressure release valve. Karl-Anthony Towns, you get him the ball, you can work off him, a lot of backdoor cuts, easy layups, a lot of misdirection type plays, because I don't think Atlanta was prepared for Karl-Anthony Towns doing as much initiating of the offense as he was. That just goes to show how the Knicks can adjust on the fly in a game. I also love what Jalen said. The Knicks, all they did was hold home court. They held serve. That's it. This Hawks team, they're going to come out like they're shot out of a cannon in Game 2. They know they have to get Game 2. The Knicks have to be prepared for a team that's going to make some adjustments, and they're going to go after this Game 2, because the Knicks still have to defend home court in Game 2.
Wally, Jalen Brunson finished the game with 28 points. He's tonight's New York State Lottery power player. So 19 in the first quarter, 28 points for the game.
Yeah, and he set the tone. I thought it was great. And the ball was really moving, and you see they were taking the ball out of Jalen's hands and making him play off the ball. So if he plays off the ball at times, he can shoot and score, catch and shoot no matter what. Knocked down a couple big threes, couple of them in transition. This one, misdirection, where Daniels, a miscommunication on the pick and roll. Jalen makes him pay. But I just love that Jalen came out and he was aggressive. That's the bottom line. In the playoffs, you cannot hold anything back. You have to be the aggressor in your individual matchup. You have to be the aggressor overall as a team. And I thought the Knicks did a great job of that this game, led by their captain, Jalen Brunson.
Most first quarter points for a Knick in playoff history. Brunson now number 1. Previous record was 18, scored by Allen Houston back in 1998. Couple of things that also jump off the stat sheet. Number 1, we talked about pace in the pregame. Atlanta wants to play fast. It was the Knicks who had 22 fast break points to the Hawks 13. And also from the free throw line, the Knicks outscored the Hawks by 13. Hawks made 12 free throws, Knicks made 25.
That's playoff basketball. The game's normally going to slow down in the playoffs. You're going to be a lot more locked in defensively. You're going to control possessions and be a lot more focused. So I thought the Knicks did a great job of executing their offense first and foremost, generated really good shots. And when they did miss, they had good floor balance to make sure they got back. They knew that was going to be a key against this Atlanta Hawks team. So overall, I just thought the attention to detail, the focus, the preparation that the coaching staff and these players did to prepare for this series, it looked like it's completely on point in Game 1.
So at the half, Wally, the Knicks were up by 2.
Yep.
And then down the stretch, the Hawks did make it somewhat close or closer, but at one point down the stretch, the Knicks were up by 19.
Yeah.
So the Knicks dominated pretty much the second half.
And that was starting the fourth quarter with the bench unit. How good was Josh Hart in this game? I mean, he was all over the place. Mikal Bridges, too, just locked in defensively from the tip, from the start. I mean, that's where you can just see this team and the veteran presence that they have were just ready to be their best in come playoff time. And then Jordan Clarkson, too. I mean, he had a point where he wasn't in the rotation, and then he got back into the rotation. And how about the lift that he gave the bench? I mean, he was great defensively, caught Mitchell Robinson for a lob, and then Deuce McBride, who missed his first couple shots in the first half, hit 2 huge threes in the fourth quarter, and then finds Karl-Anthony Towns for that one. And this is when the Knicks in the fourth quarter just really started to blow the game open. Karl-Anthony Towns didn't do much in the first half.
He had 6 points.
Yeah.
First half points.
But he had a massive second half. I mean, he went off. And you show where they really don't have a matchup for him. I mean, Okongwu's a little undersized, so eventually Towns is going to get his. This is an overall really good workmanlike win for the Knicks, and they got to get back to the lab, though, and be ready for a big-time effort from the Hawks in Game 2.
Again, the differential from the free throw line stands out. Knicks won the board battle by 5, and the fast break points going in the Knicks' favor. And that was something we talked about in the pregame. I mean, Atlanta's among the league leaders in pace. You outpace the Hawks. In addition to all the other advantages you have, that's a huge edge for the Knicks.
Well, I don't think they really outpaced them. I just think they controlled kind of the tempo of the game. They didn't want to play as fast as the Hawks. Obviously, the Hawks got a couple buckets in a semi-transition. Whenever they get a miss, they try to run the ball down the floor really quickly and try to shoot before the Knicks defense is set. I think it's a credit to how good the Knicks half-court defense was. We saw Karl-Anthony Towns with a couple blocks, a couple steals. OG Anunoby's always going to be good defensively. And the Knicks have a very good game plan to kind of slough off Daniels and have a center fielder and a free safety that's making it really difficult on the other 4 guys out there to play offense, because there's a lot of help, because you really don't have to respect Daniels out at that three-point line.
Nickeil Alexander-Walker against the Knicks on April the 6th, remember, went for 36 points, only 6 of 17. And you mentioned Daniels. As good as he is on defense, he's not that great a shooter, shot only 2 of 7. And that can really help when you don't really have to guard him, as you point out.
And this is my point. In the playoffs, that's where a player like that, it just becomes a little bit more highlighted on the scouting report, how you can handle a guy like that and how you can help off other guys. And I think the week to prepare on how we're going to do this and implement the strategy, it looked like it worked really well. Now we'll see if Dyson Daniels, maybe he'll knock down a few shots. Maybe he won't look to take a few shots. Maybe, you know, Coach Quinn Snyder's going to have to get him off the floor, because at times he really hurts their offense because of the fact that he is not a guy you need to pay attention to out there offensively.
We mentioned that Cat went for 25. One thing that helped his scoring output, free throw shooting. 10 of 10 from the line.
Oh, yeah.
Was very effective drawing fouls in this game.
They have no one that can guard him, and that's the bottom line. Karl-Anthony Towns, whenever he wants, you know, he can make a play, whether it's for his teammates, whether it's for him, use his size, use his strength. I just love the way he started this game. I mean, he was dropping dimes. This was like the old Princeton offense, where you got backdoors, cutting off guys, finding OG Anunoby for backdoors. And Cat's long and tall, so he could see over the defense. And, you know, it was just a really nice performance by him. And, you know, the playoffs is all about matchups. So when you know you have an advantage at a certain position, over the course of a 7-game series, that's really going to show. But I thought the best part about his game was his defense. You know, he moved his feet a couple times defensively, got a couple deflections, steals, and blocks. And then you see the big, long steps, the strength. And he was focused in this one. He really was into it. And the threes were going, too. I mean, 3 for 4 from the three-point line. Doesn't shoot a lot of them, but he's got a sweet stroke. And remember, he struggled a little bit early on in the regular season. You always knew that was going to go away, and he was going to knock down his threes, because now that they're kind of organized on offense, the pick and pop is back a big part of the Knicks offense. He's been knocking that shot down with consistency.
All right, so Towns goes for 25. Jalen Brunson goes for 28. Alex Monaco with the fans after the Game 1 win.
All right, I'm down here at the 33rd Street watch party. It's absolutely bananas. You see it behind me. The crowd is electric and humming. You see it right here. Can we get a let's go Knicks? Let's go Knicks! 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 There it is. Bill, back to you.
All right, Alex is all fired up. The crowd's all fired up.
That is awesome. Like, that's what it's all about. The Garden was rocking, and then outside it was packed. Watching the big screen, I mean, the fans are fired up, and Knicks rewarded him with a nice performance.